Once again, it's time for Skyrim Modding Monthly. March really fucking flew by, didn't it? In any role-playing game, you want to immerse yourself into an archetype, one with a rich theme, and you want to look good doing it. This month, Fuse put out the new mod Raven Armor. It fits right into the rogue or thief aesthetic. I know stealth gameplay is kind of a meme at this point, but I can't get enough of great-looking armors for any role. This has a high-level Inquisitor look to it, with built-in HDD physics to boot, and I can see thinking that the helmet looks kind of goofy, but it's also so distinct from so many other armor choices out there, it really makes me want to roll up another stealth archer. It's also unisex, so you can use it as a male or female character, and there is a definite lack of high-quality safe-for-work armor mods. No shame to my scantily clad cleavage connoisseurs out there. This next mod is for people that want a more relaxed kind of playthrough. The mod Peaceful Living by Ondrea removes aggression from a variety of creatures and NPCs in Skyrim, including animals, forsworn, giants, mages, vampires, automatons, and bandits who have been renamed to the Downtrodden. This mod doesn't touch DLC though, including Creation Club content, which would also extend to other mods, and some quest-related combat will still take place. But if you're looking for a more relaxed gameplay experience where you can walk through the force of Skyrim without fear and roleplay a game where everyone and their mother doesn't want to attack you on sight, this is definitely the mod for you. Just make sure to load it later in your load order so that its changes don't get overridden. Now for something a little more atmospheric. Marlik 1 has made a series of mods adding extra cloud cover to Skyrim, and their mod Clouds All Over All in One wraps it all into one neat package. This covers a lot of locations, from High Hrothgar to the College of Winterhold, and yes, even the Cloud District. This helps add a touch of scale and awe to these areas, heightening the atmosphere by adding, well, atmosphere. This, along with other mods like volumetric mists, can also help hide bad LODs and Zed fighting if you're struggling with that. I think I'm going to be keeping this one in my load order, and if you don't like the additions to every location, you can always download the individual versions you do like. I get all giddy when Mandragorasprouts has another model and retexture on the way. She never disappoints, and lately they've been spooky as hell. This time she's graced us with a Falmer Overhaul. It's a really vanilla-friendly HD remake of the Falmer. Their skin is a ghastly white from being underground, and you can much more clearly see the evolution from the Mur of old to their new gruesome form. Whereas the vanilla Falmer are more distinctly monstrous, you can still see the strong elven features coming through their face in this new version, and it changes both male and female Falmer. Xtudo has also provided some patches, making sure these new models still work well with armors and other popular mods. Any mod from Mandragora is an instant download for me. I really hope we keep seeing more. We aren't done with the Falmer yet. Mihail is trying to turn Skyrim into a horror game with a new zombified creature type, the Undead Snow Elves. These creatures rise from the earth in the Forgotten Vale. I'm not sure if the fate of these undead Falmer or the savage creatures they evolved to be is more sad. I think this edition adds something really unique to the enemies of the Vale beyond the normal Falmer encounters. They even come with that horrible groaning sound made famous in Oblivion. It chilled me to the bone when I was young, and still makes me uncomfortable now. Mihail's mods are always made with quality, highly compatible, and like many, this one is ESL flagged. After covering some of Xavbio's mods last month, I told myself I wouldn't this month, but by Akatosh, I can't help myself. In his latest mod, Xavbio has covered Elven and Falmer armor, the Companion's Wolf armor, the Blades armor, and Glass armor. But his crowning jewel, the magnum opus if you will, is the Imperial retexture. He gave them sleeves. Sleeves! Do you know how long I've been trying to get Imperial armors with proper sleeves? There is an old mod called Sleeved Imperials, but once you get Body Slide into the mix, it's kind of a mess. There's already a 3BA and Himbo conversion for this on Nexus, so it is a game changer. It makes no sense to see pantsless and sleeveless Imperials walking around the snowy tundra that encompasses a large portion of Skyrim. Huge immersion boost. And I'm not normally one to make requests, but maybe we'll see a similar treatment for Savior's Hide one day? We'll see. Now, much like I always download a new model from Mandragorasprouts, or an armor from Fourth Unknown, when it comes to location overhauls, I never miss a mod from Rin. This month he covered Ustengrav and Azura's Shrine. Rin is a master of taking a simple or a mundane location and adding life to it. Few vanilla-friendly structures, some camps and NPCs, it just makes the location feel so much more real and lived in. I think with Azura's Shrine especially, Rin has really delved into the game's lore, because the shrine was erected here when Dunmer fled Morrowind leading up to the eruption of Red Mountain. They took refuge in what was an old Nord tomb, and Rin really makes that more apparent and grander in scale. His mods are typically really compatible with other landscape changes, and bigger mods make patches for them quickly when it's needed. I always recommend picking up Rin's mods. For our 8th mod, I want to talk about something maybe a little more contentious. I think most people that are active in the modding community are pretty familiar with AI voices at this point. And Mr. Kobe220 put out a framework this month called Dragonborn VoiceOver that lets people create voice packs to add a new voice to the Dragonborn's dialogue choices. I think this is something that a lot of people have been looking for, and although I'm someone who typically prefers an unvoiced protagonist in expansive RPGs like Skyrim, I think that all these new AI mods are really showcasing what the future of the whole industry could look like for better or worse. I think there isn't a black and white answer on this topic. Like, yes, absolutely, on the one hand, it is a little unethical to be generating voice lines from people that haven't consented to doing so, even if it is cool to have Master Chief as the Dragonborn.
What can you tell me about Whiterun? What do you know of the Khajiit? Heard any rumors lately? The dragon destroyed Helgen, and last I saw it was heading this way.
Smear Irileth was right.
Where am I going and what am I fetching?
But I think it also shows a promising future. Often, especially in games with a lot of dialogue, it is difficult to have robust options for role-playing while also voicing everything. It's part of the reason NPCs can end up so plain and samey. But imagine a future where voice actors are hired not only to voice important scripted parts of the games, but their voices are also assumed for voice models that can use the AI to fill out all the less important dialogue in a game. Things like shopkeepers, idle dialogue, more comprehensive choices and reactions. I think this is a powerful tool we're going to see used, and although I'm sure some companies will try to exploit voice actors with it, it can definitely be possible to properly compensate them and keep firm rules for when and how their voice is used. This shouldn't be a way to pay actors less, but as a way to really expand game dialogue in a way that saves time, but then still use real dialogue for important moments and scenes with high emotional impact. It's an interesting discourse, at least.
The, little man really needs your help.
At number 9, we have a Welcome Dragon upgrade for Special Edition. I've been using the LE mod Dragon Real Shout for years, which adds voice to the shouts dragons use. It was simple to port, but with the mod author MIA, no one could upload their Special Edition version. aliakpinar has now uploaded their own version called Dragons Use Thu'um. This version makes dragons actually use the words of power by saying their names. It includes base game and DLC dragons, and even expands their shout options with shouts like Dismay, Ice Form, Disarm, Become Ethereal, and Unrelenting Force. I've also found that it works alongside diverse dragons, Dragon Combat Overhaul, and Ultimate Dragons. There are also a few patches for it on the mod page. This is an immersive combat detail that Skyrim should have had from the beginning, and I'd never play without it. And it goes great alongside talkative dragons.
You are strong, Bullet. You need more, but not strong enough.
It's time for this month's Honourable Mention, and I've actually got 2 quality of life mods I want to talk about. I didn't get much out of them with my mod list, but I think they could help other people out there. The first is Undo Water Changes. This mod does what it says. It reverts changes to water cells back to vanilla. The point being to load this directly before your water mod and after any mods that might conflict with said water mod, potentially saving you the hassle of patching things yourself. It isn't a catch-all though. For example, it didn't seem to fix this incompatibility between Rin's Serethi Farm and Water for E&B. I'm still trying to figure that one out. The second mod is Paraphernalia Anti-Flicker. This mod turns off a bunch of lights to help prevent the flicker effect that happens when there are too many lights in a scene, since Skyrim can only load about 4 at a time. I'm using Lux, and it didn't seem to have much of a difference for me, but it might for some people, especially if you're using other mods. And it should give you a slight performance boost as well, but make sure you actually have a lighting overhaul installed, otherwise you'll be turning off your only lights. But this next mod is shown off best in the dark. This is a new spell mod by Darenii called Stellaris. It comes with a mix of alteration, conjuration, and restoration spells with an astral theme. And these effects are really beautiful. Some of the best I've seen from any spell mod. Spells are a mod type I typically avoid. I think that too many of them can lead to bloat, but I was really impressed with Darenii's mod. The cosmic theme is great, the effects match up well, and most importantly, the spells feel good to cast. Darenii has a bunch of different spell mods, all with different themes, and I think I'm going to give them all a closer look after this one. That's 10-ish? Of this month's best mods. There were honestly quite a few that could have made the list. If you enjoy these showcases, be sure to like the video, hit the bell icon to be notified whenever a new one goes up, and if you downloaded any of these mods, make sure to endorse the mod authors. Each like goes towards Skyrim guards in need of knee surgery, and you can click on one of these handy links to check out last month's video. Happy adventuring!